Hi, my name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. It's been a while since my last video, it's been a longer time than I wanted, but today I have a February wrap up for you, and the quality of the books I read in February were really good. The first book I want to talk about is My Life on the Road by Gloria Steinem. If you don't know who Gloria Steinem is, she is a journalist and a feminist organizer. She's now in her 80s and she's just a badass lady. In this book she talks about what it was like growing up on the road with her father, who insisted on moving from place to place, but also what it was like to be involved in the feminist movement many years ago and how it has evolved to what it is now. I learned so much from her. It was a really good read, and as you would expect from a journalist, her writing is on point. The book after that was Library of Souls by Ransom, which is the third book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. Now that I finished the series, I can say that it was a good read. It was a great ride, and if you're looking for something creepy, slightly unsettling, this is one for you. It's about a set of peculiar children who live in a time loop. Shit goes down, their guardian gets kidnapped, and they have to go find her and rescue her, or else the world is just going to go kaput. I really enjoyed all three books. I had issues with character growth and some of the developments, but it was an enjoyable read all in all. The book after that has shot its way to my favourites of all time, and that is Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi. Don't want to give too much away, but at the beginning there are two half-sisters, one of whom is the mistress of a white man at a place called the Castle in Ghana, and half-sister has just been captured to be sold as a slave, and she is being kept in the cells under the castle. It's an incredible family saga. The characters stick with you so much. I finished it at the beginning of February and I still keep thinking of some of the stories in here. Really good. The book after that was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. So I read her second series, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, first, and I fell in love with those books so much that I found myself having to stop at regular intervals to put the book down so I could stretch how long I was experiencing the book for the first time for. And I really savoured those books. When I finished that series, I thought I would check out the first series she wrote, which is set in the same world. And that is this book. Well, this is the first of that trilogy. It follows a girl who finds out she has this magical power that she'd never known about. And she's therefore stripped from the life she knew, brought to this palace, taught these arts, and as she's doing that, amongst all of this change, something sinister is afoot. However, this is the most pampered and the most cared for she's ever been in her life. So the conflict between that is an interesting one to read. Another interesting thing about this world is the magic, which is basically the manipulation of particles. Some people can manipulate particles in the human body, some can do it with physical objects, and others can do it with the elements. I really like it. I really like the premise of the book. I want to see where it goes, and it's really nice to see some character crossover between the two series, even though they are definitely separate stories. The book after that was Born a Crime by Trevor, which I listened to as an audiobook. And I have to say, this is one of the best audiobooks I have ever listened to in my entire life. Trevor Noah himself narrates it, and he does all these accents and impressions and caricatures so that it becomes this really funny, really witty play. If you don't know who Trevor Noah is, he is a South African comedian born to a South African mother and a Swiss German father at a time where that union was literally illegal during apartheid in South Africa. So he chronicles his life, what it was like to grow up in a South Africa that was legally separate, and then what it was like after, when it was formally abolished, but all the structures in society were much harder to break down. It's also a big tribute to his mother, this wonderful, witty, enigmatic woman who raised him. And I'm definitely going to re-listen to this many, many times, which is not something I have ever said before about any audiobooks. After that, I read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is a book that has been on my radar for quite some time. In it, there are 4 different Londons. Grey London, Red London, White London and Black London. In Grey London, magic has basically disappeared, but people are thriving. In Red London, the magic is just in the air and still going incredibly strong. In White London, the magic has started to leach away, or has been leaching away for quite some time, leaving its people very, very weak. And in Black London, something happened many, many, many years ago, and it has thus been sealed off. And we follow 2 characters, Kel, who is able to travel between the different Londons, and a girl called Leigh, who is badass and will not let people mess with her, and has dreams of being a pirate. And they go on a quest together to fix something that has gone really, really wrong. I was so excited when I finished it that I ran out to get the next book. I'm so happy that the 3rd book is out as well, so I don't have to wait for that after I finish this book. I want to see where the characters go, what secrets are left to be revealed, and it's really, really a breathtaking voyage into this bizarre universe where 3 different Londons are linked, and magic is such a big part of some and really inconsequential in others. The final book I read in February was Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. If you've seen my top 10 books of 2016, you will have seen Unaccustomed in there, which is her another of her books. And this is a short story collection that is also about Indian Americans, or Indians in America. And it's equally as good. She writes about snapshots in people's lives so incredibly well. And even though you only have 30-40 pages with each character's story, they stick with you. She is able to capture certain common human experiences in this way that makes what she's writing feel very relatable. And I highly recommend it if you're looking for a short story collection to read. So there you go, those are the books that I read in February. If you're planning on reading any of them or have read them, I would love to hear from you in the comments with what you thought about them. Until next time, bye!